Greetings. Welcome to the Mid-Missouri Kayak and Weather Report for June 2022. At 11 o'clock in the morning on Thursday, June 2nd, the temperature is 72 degrees. We're headed for a high of 77. I think high 70s and into 80s for the weekend, and then back into the mid 70s. Chance of rain this weekend. We've had rain on and off for the past couple of days, and the water on the Moreau River is high. I launched at the Moreau 50 access, but I first tried to go to Honey Creek, where I went 2 months ago, and I had not been there for about a year, so I was happy to be there, and I thought, well, you know, with the rain we've had, the water will be high enough I can go there. Well, as it turns out, the water in that section was probably 6 to 8 feet higher within the past couple of days, because the last 20 feet of the ramp was mud and slick, so there's no way I was going to launch there. So that was 7 miles or so in one direction from my house. Now here I've driven from there to here probably about 16 miles to my launch. Further down on the Moreau, which at this point it is a mile from the Missouri River. My battery light's flashing, so I may have to switch to my phone because I could not find my spare batteries. So yeah, water's very high. When I launched, it was probably twice as wide as normal, washing over into some of the farm fields. Now once I got to the bridge here, it narrows down at the train bridge, and the banks are higher after it. So the water is much swifter, whereas it's pretty quick to begin with. It was quick there at Honey Creek, actually. It was pretty quick. But it's actually even quicker here where it's narrowing down with all this more volume of water. And my app at one point said 2 miles an hour, just drifting. And when I get underneath this bridge, I stopped pedaling well before it, and I was going 4 or 5 miles an hour. So pedaling back will probably take me twice as long as normal to get back to my launch, which is a little more than 1.25 miles from here. I'm not going to bother going down any further because, like I said, when I did just 100 yards or so, it got pretty stiff coming back. So yeah, I have passed plenty of trees and logs floating down the river. Well, I don't know if you can tell, but at this point I've switched over to my phone. It's a rear-facing camera, so it's not going to be as high a resolution as the front. But I'm going to pause for a minute. We can wait for that train to go. Well, I'm back. Yeah, some of those trains are so long that they have an engine in the middle and at least one engine in the back, and that was one of them. So, yeah. Oh yeah, I was talking about trees floating in the river before my camera battery died. I passed a couple of them along the way. Small trees or good-sized branches. I mean, some of them were 20 or 30 feet long. Now that's a piece of driftwood. But then, so is this. I think I can do something with that. There goes another one, and that's the shelf that I was leaning on. I'm right here, holding onto a wall that I've only been able to do this one other time. And the bridge is still 15 feet above the water. So yeah. So there was one time where I had to duck to get onto the bridge. But this is only the second time where I've actually been able to put my hand on this little section of the wall. Back then, when it was as high as the bridge, all of this was underwater. Yeah. I saw one hawk. It was a small one, and it was pretty close, but it was small. I couldn't tell what it was. And I've seen one blue heron, great blue heron. I saw some starlings, and that was about it. I mean, I can hear birds singing. I can see the nests for the swallows underneath the train bridge right there, or the car bridge right there. But I don't see any of them fly. I see one right there flying around. But I can hear birds singing too. All right, You probably can too. All right, so what's going on? Not a lot going on. I've got a busy weekend coming up. I'm going to have a lot of driving. We're driving to Bell, Missouri on Saturday evening. But before that, we're going up to Columbia. There's a Art in the Park from the Art Association, Art League in Columbia. And that runs 2 days. And that's pretty good. There's some interesting stuff there. We've gotten some nice ceramic from them, pottery mugs. So that's always interesting. So we're going to go up there Saturday morning when it starts, so we don't have to fight the crowd, maybe the heat. And then going back up to Columbia on Sunday, there's a release party for the anthology that I have 3 poems in it. Anthology called Well Versed 2022 from the Columbia Writers Guild. And there's a release party at a park there, so going there, back up there on Sunday again. But Saturday evening, we're going to Bell to do a poetry reading. Yeah, there's 6 or 7 poets that are reading. It's a 2-hour thing, and that's about 60 miles away. It's a good hour-plus drive there and back. So we'll do that Saturday evening. And then I'm also doing reading at our local open mic here in Jefferson City. I'm doing that on Monday evening. So, yeah. Other than that, there's not a heck of a lot going on. June 2nd, you know. Man, already. It's June. I mean, time flies. There's swallows flying around me. That's about it. I don't have a lot more to cover. I'm going to be fighting the current going back, and nowhere near as stiff as when I was paddling upstream on the Missouri, so I'll probably make it back. It's an hour and a quarter. Probably make it back in a half an hour, I guess. We'll see. All right, well, this has been your Mid-Missouri Kayak and Weather Report for, is it June? Yeah, it's already June. For June 2022. Ciao, folks. Vlog on.